So many important events to celebrate, and only one company's big enough to deliver them all. Here comes
your DJ has only just begun.
Me never call it crime pan a scene. Me never say he locked up. No. Me never take $1 for a drink. Politicians them love actor. And the youths them a feel it. That's why me reveal it. So we live it day to day to day. This are no category. This are the real story. Sufferation stay long time away from my family, living day to day. Gotta make ends meet. Give thanks to Life Luton for represent Mindset every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. UK time. IjahStars, tell it to them. Free mind, free souls, free spirit. That's it.
I mean, be a positive people part. Drive out the car. Who am I a roll? No IjahStars. You don't know so the mindset each and every Wednesday. IjahStars, lead the people in the right way. That's how we stay. And Zabri, bam, bam, bam.
X. Tread. I am not treat if you not listen IjahStars. For mindset.
Rock them and crack them. You're in tune to the mindset. Let the action speak. Do something that's timeless. Rock them and crack them. Jabari representing IjahStars. You can fall.
Well, my name is Reech Stevens, and right now I want the them know say vertical me saying a scene. So lock into Mindset every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. That scene. So you know. Let's drink to the hard-working people. Let's drink to the lowly of birth. Raise your glass to Mindset the greatest, and let's drink to the championess.
K-R-E. Hey, IjahStars. It's the mindset. Free your mind. Free your mind. Mindset. Free your mind. Free your mind. Hey, not everything that glitter is gold. Everything that's
Me I tell you, mindset.
Yeah, man, some said the rod of the wicked shall never prosper against the righteous, unless the righteous place his or her hands unto iniquity, then they too shall go down into a pit. And I say, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what tomorrow may bring. Let the people praise thee, and not thy own mouth, a stranger, and not thy own lips. A stone is heavy, but the sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. And I say, wrath is cruel, but anger is outrageous. Who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Cut and clear. Cut and clear. Cut and clear.
Blessed love, manners and respect. Do give thanks and praise for life. This is the Mindset program. IjahStars, I'm your host, and I'm here. It's a great honor to be here with the Honorable Muta Baruka.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. Rastafari.
Yes, sir, give thanks. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you on your lifetime achievement.
Yeah, I repent.
Yes.
But we don't get it yet.
We don't get it yet.
No, it's the 24th.
The mindset, thought-provoking, you know. I'm your host, Honorable IjahStars, and we're there with our brand new Mindset series live on the YouTube. Subscribe, IjahStars Mindset channel, YouTube. Blessed love.
blessed love, pleasant good evening, good afternoon, warm welcome mindset program. I just am your host, and it's great to be here one more day above ground, and I want to greet the item officially in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Selassie I, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of God, light of this world, His own divine majesty Emperor Selassie I, Father and Mother of creation, King Alpha and Queen Omega, beginning without end, first without last. Yeah, man, give thanks for Empress Menin, Emperor Haile Selassie, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Yes, I greetings in those beautiful and divine name. Warm welcome again. As we say, life is our greatest position. Zin, I want to thank everyone who are tuning right now. Give thanks to the item presence. Please spread the word. Zin, we are going there for a little while. Zin, and here we are talking about marijuana, cannabis, weed, whichever weed the item want to terms it or call it. You know what I mean? Herbs. You know, herbs is something totally different from a lot of the things them where go around today. You see me I say? You know, them have cannabis, them have, you know, weed, as them say. Zin, and yeah, but what you know, what kind of effect, what kind of impact, you know, what's out there now, what kind of impact, what kind of effect it have on the younger youths them. Zin, that really I look upon in the evening, yeah. What kind of impact, and you know, does the parents, you know, of these youths, do they know, you know, what them youths are smoking? Do they really know what the youths are smoking? Because the way some of these youths operate today, you know, it has to be, you know, what they are smoking. You know, how them behave, you know, them behavior, you know, it has to be what they're smoking or drinking and listening. You know, everything play a part, play a role. You see me I say? Because all these things have influences. Alright? So does parents really know, you know, what them youths are smoke, and you know, do they agree with what them youths are smoke? Cause back in the days where people used to smoke is something totally different from what go on now. You see me I say? Like some of the things them were Bob Marley them used to smoke, and you know, it influenced the music and the message where them put out there. Is that what is out there today? Is that what the young youths them are smoking? Can't be. Because time has evolved and a lot of things have changed over the years. You know what I mean? A lot of things have changed over the years. A lot of things, how people used to do things, you know, people change how they used to do things. You know what I mean? Especially how they grow herb. You know, is a totally different thing from what used to go on, say 30 years ago, to what go on now. What go on now is a different thing. Zin, and you know, with the overseas, you know, cause you know we come from half of the island of Jamaica there, and we know from a youth how herb grow, Zin, and the type of herb where you can smoke and the type of herb where you go boil and drink and put all in your food, steam it down like, you know what I mean? You know, when you put all time in your pot, and them way there, you see me I say you put piece of herb like a piece of time, you put in your pot. You see me I say, so them type of herb there are some real authentic type of herb. You see me I say, we grow naturally, because that is another thing, you know, how the herb is being grown. See, enough of the herb them we are grow today, they ain't being, them now grow naturally, and we don't even call them herb. You understand? We don't even call them ganja then, as well we know it as. See? Yeah, them we are growing now, them they are not ganja, them they are some weed. Yeah, them they are some weed, them they are not ganja. See, them they are not marijuana. Them they are weed. Make the youths them, go out of their mind. Seriously. And even some big people too. See, because enough people are smoking, as me say, them don't know what them are smoke, and smoking is probably not for everyone, as them say smoking is not even a good thing. See, but Rastas over the years has used ganja as a sacramental use, not a recreational like what people talk about, where, you know what I mean? No, sacramental ganja. So Rasta been using these natural herbs over the years, Zin, as a sacrament. Now, Rasta been saying it also medicinal for years. Zin? Yeah, now we hearing about medical marijuana, not medicinal, medical. That is what we hearing right about now. Zin? Medical marijuana, not medicinal, medical. So say medical are something different, you know. Yeah, medical marijuana are something different from ganja, which ganja is medicinal. Right? Ganja is medicinal. Now, the type of ganja them were out there now, and them youth are get involved with, not even the type of ganja them, let me get my words them right. The weed them where them have out there. Especially one when named skunk. Zin, and that now that is a, what do I call it, hybrid, or it's a clone. Zin, it's a clone or a GM. Zin, genetically modified seed. Yeah, it's a genetically modified seed. The skunk that the youth them a smoke, it's a genetically modified. That's why it don't grow in natural sunlight. It is grown indoors with artificial lighting and chemical being feed to it. What them call it, hypochonical. I can't even pronounce the word properly. Zane? But that is a drug. That is it is not anything, what I call it. It is not anything it is not anything good. Because that is a drug straight away. You see me I say? That is a drug straight away. Look, this is, this is on a major scale. Zin? This is on a major scale. Right? And them probably call that medical marijuana or medical cannabis. Zin? But that now grow in an unnatural sunlight. You see that? That is not being grown in natural sunlight. It is artificial. Artificial lighting. Artificial lighting are going right there, sir. You see me? Yeah. Artificial lighting. Nothing natural. And watch out now. Watch out. You must say, this is on a smaller scale, someone doing something on a smaller scale in a them house or somewhere. Zin? Indoors. No sunlight, no natural sunlight. Chemical driven or chemical feed. Zin? Nothing natural about these things, Now these are the things that is out on the road. And the youth them, the young youth them, our youth them, your youth them. These are the type of things that they are smoking. These are the things that they are smoking, my people. Now, who is responsible for the youths them not taking up these things? Because youths always going to be youths. The end of the day. Youths always going to be youths. You tell them don't do a thing and them next thing, them go and do it. And them not knowing, say, boy, because you are trying to prevent them from harming themselves, Them things, say, boy, yeah, you don't want them to smoke and, them are grow up and you are trying to deal with them like they are, little you, but at the end of the day, they are youths. See? Youths. Certain places, you have to be 21 and over for you to smoke herb. Or at least what them call herb. You see me I say? But we know say and a herb and a ganja them a smoke. Them a smoke skunk. And skunk is not ganja. Alright? Skunk is not ganja, my people. And we must know this. We must know this as skunk and a ganja. No care what I want to say. Skunk and a ganja because it doesn't grow naturally. You see it? It doesn't grow naturally. So, what the youths them a do? What the parents them a do? To stop them youths from, getting involved in these things. Because it don't look good. It don't look good at all. You see me? Yeah, it don't look good at all. And a whole heap of it out there. A whole heap of it out there. Now, as I said, time has evolved and time change. You see me I say? A lot of things change but some of the changes is to the detriment of the next generation. See? Detriment of the next generation. Because enough of them thing them no good. Them no good, but the youth them and the The youths them a use it. See? And it not natural. You know, it not natural, my people. So we have to go teach we youths them. You see it? We're gonna have to go teach we youths them. Because, you know, time serious, you know, and a whole lot of things are going on with them plant, you know. A whole lot of things are going on with them plant because all of them chemical they for grow these things. You don't know what them chemical they do when them get inside our body. People don't know. But people take them said way, people use them said way. You see me? People use them said way. So here we are. I go run a little thing. But before I run a little thing, don't know who want to large up the sponsors of this program, and Black Star International Media and as a manners. See me I say? Yeah man. Yard Slang Closing, more love, more strength. You see me? And also Harry Joseph Juice Bar. You see it? Yes I. Yeah, so what the youths them a smoke? You know, what the youths them a smoke with people? Do parents really know what their youths are smoking out there? You know? How much parents are check up on them youth? Because ultimately you probably can't stop them. You see me I say? You can hinder them for a while. You see me? You can hinder them for a while, but while you're hindering them, educate them. You see me? Educate them and make them know what go on, because what you said out there 20 years, 30 years ago, Zine, are something totally different to go on now. Zine, and that's why you hear people talk about ganja, drugs and these things, but ganja are not drugs. You see me? Are these things where them a grow artificial. See? The artificial things them where them a grow are them things there. Are them things they are the drugs. You see me? The artificial things them. The modified plants. See? And the way it grow are them something they are the drugs. But ganja is a natural thing we grow in natural sunlight. Get feed with natural water. You understand? Now, all in a Jamaica, you know. All in a Jamaica me go. Where Jamaica is a hot place. Zine, them things you want me to show you where people are grow them in a them house, and them place they are foreign, them place they are overseas. You see me I say America, you know, Europe and these other places where you don't know say certain part of the year is cold climate. So you revert to growing these things in greenhouse. That is what these people do, because you now get the sunlight where go and grow the thing them. You understand? You're not getting that. So them have to grow them in-house. Greenhouse. Alright? Greenhouse. Now we go to Jamaica and we see them same thing there. Them same thing they are going in a Jamaica. And as I said, Jamaica is a hot place. You should not grow no herb in a greenhouse. You should not grow no herb in a greenhouse. And when we go to Jamaica, all of the corners them have this modified herb. All of the corners them it flood it. Yo, whoever in a Jamaica I do that, Zine, is a serious thing them are going with. Greenhouse herb. We go to Jamaica and we see that pan everywhere we go and buy herb. A skunk herb. modified herb or modified weed. Them thing they will see a go on. Zin? And a lot of the artists them too, when them come overseas, Zin, we see them promote these chemical herbs. We see them as promote them. You see me? These chemical herbs. Now, what we really a do? You know what I mean? What we really a do? So, alright, what we are going to do now? We are going to go in a little thing. We are going to play a little recording for the item. Zine, and then we are going to get forward to the conversation again. You know, the reasoning. Yeah? But some serious things are going on with the herb. Alright? And this little clip you're going to tell you know what exactly them are do with the herb in America, in England, in Europe. Zine, them are weaponize the herb. Alright? Yeah, them are weaponize the herb and it's affecting male and females. Zine? Especially black African people. So, here goes.
It's not the paranoid, racial fantasizing of your brother, but the pot plot is the actual scheme of your enemy. And what is the pot plot? The pot plot is the U.S. government and the synagogue of Satan's scheme to use manipulated marijuana along with other drugs to demasculinize and feminize the black male of America. Now, a heads up. It's been said that Brother Dr. Wesley, we like him, bless his heart, but he is not the best one to deliver the Sunday lecture at the mosque. You know, Sunday at the mosque is for, you know, spiritual teaching. And, you know, Dr. Wesley, he's so scientific and factual. Well, clearly, you and me do spirituality differently. My spirituality is Islam, and my Islam is mathematics. Islam is not only the science of everything in life, Islam is the science for everything in life. What do I mean? What do I mean? The research done in preparation for this book has absolutely convinced me, family, that the myriad of problems facing black people in America, the problem of black life in general in America, is very scientific. The results of the wicked scientific machinations of our 6,000-year enemy. And if the problem is scientific, then the solution is scientific. I submit to us that the Islam of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the scientific solution to the black man and woman's problems in America. Look, a religion that alters and restores your biochemistry ain't a religion at all. It's a sacred science. So we're here today on this rostrum, in this house. We're gonna get scientific because we're gonna talk Islam today. Inshallah. You say? Can I have the slide, please? You say, Brother Wesley, weed is natural. It's medicinal. No, it ain't. Not that stuff you smoking on. The cannabis herb that God planted in Central Asia thousands of years ago is not that loud that you smoke here in Chicago, or that kush that you smoke in Cali or in Houston. No. The chemical in marijuana. And let me back up a minute. Being that the God of the Negro is that green marijuana, it's appropriate that we talk about the God of the Negro Sunday morning at Mas Mariam. The chemical in THC, the chemical in marijuana that gets you high, is THC. Natural cannabis. Has a THC content that is sufficient neither to get you high today or to be effectively weaponized against you. In natural cannabis, and even in the marijuana smoked in the 1940s and 50s, the THC content was generally around 0.2% and 1%. By 1998, it was enhanced to 4.2%. The marijuana on the streets today, 2017, has a THC content of 13% and higher, even as high as 30%, and over 10-fold amplification. The enhanced marijuana is the weaponized marijuana. But you say, that wasn't done in no government laboratory. That's what you say. You say, wise growers breed high THC strains naturally. Yeah? Just like Yaqub bred the devil naturally. My lessons tell me that to make devil, one must begin grafting from original. And that devil is any grafted man which is made weak and wicked, or any grafted live germ from original is devil. Your breeders weakened the CBD content, the good germ in marijuana, and enhanced the THC content, the brown germ, thus making a weak and wicked product grafted from the original. You smoking on a white man, bruh. You smoking on a grafted devil, bruh. Which is why they called enhanced marijuana skunk in England. Because the white man, like the grafted weed, is the skunk of the planet Earth. Yaqub's grafted devil. This is what Scripture describes as making mischief with the created things of God. Yes, God created cannabis for good, and the devil manipulated it for mischief. The so-called medical marijuana that you get from legal dispensaries is in many cases, in most cases, as corrupt as that stuff that you get off the street. But you think that because governments are legalizing it and the white man is making billions of dollars off of it, because you ain't, you think it is safe and healthy. But who exactly is legalizing it and why? And why today? Slide, please. President Nixon understood something about the nature of the pot plot. President Nixon said, you know, it's funny. It's a funny thing. Every one of those bastards that are out for legalizing marijuana is Jewish. What the crisis matter with the Jews, Bob? President Nixon says to his chief advisor, well, the Jews know something, Bob. They know something about the black God and how to subdue the black God by producing a green God for him. While it cannot be said, slide please, while it cannot be said that the pot plot that we are exposing is a strictly Jewish conspiracy, the synagogue of Satan is the key player along with the U.S. government and its agencies and assets. Before you wise breeders started making devil in your backyards, the devil was producing enhanced, weaponized marijuana in the laboratory of the U.S. Army Chemical Corps in the 1950s and 1960s. You backyard growers weren't the first to enhance THC by crossbreeding. Before you got the idea, the devil was making devil cannabis in laboratories. Take a good look at these key figures of the pot plot, some Jews, some Gentiles. And notice the confession of Colonel James Ketchum, who oversaw the project for the Army. Quote, we weren't looking for medical benefits, we were trying to subdue people. What people, Colonel Ketchum? Subduing black people in particular was and is the aim of the pot plot. And black men specifically. Why? Slide, please. This past summer marked the 50th anniversary of the long, hot summer of 1967 and the Detroit Rebellion, or so-called 12th Street Riot of July 1967. Maybe some of you saw the movie Detroit. This rebellion, they say, was a cultural hinge point after which nothing was the same. But Detroit was just one such explosion during that period. Between 1964 and 1971, there were 750 urban riots. In 1967 alone, there were reportedly 134. In the next year, there were 141 riots. A cataclysm of frustration and rage begat a wave of black retaliatory violence. You hear what I said? Say that again. A cataclysm of frustration and rage gave birth to a wave of black retaliatory violence, as is only to be expected. But today, and for the last 30 years in particular, collective retributive responses to the violent abuse and injustice at the hands of white America, those retributive responses have all but disappeared. There was LA in 92, Cincinnati in 2001, more recently, Ferguson and Baltimore. But when you go from over 1,000 uprisings in a decade, 1960 to 1971, to 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 uprisings over 3 decades, something happened. And it wasn't economic advancement or social improvement. What happened? What happened to make the black man so peacefully accepting of his wretched lot in racist America? What happened? Slide, please. Drink that picture in. What happened is government-funded psychiatrists and white social scientists diagnosed the problem of the urban uprisings as a problem of the black male mind, a disease in his brain that manifests as a pathological black masculinized hostility. In other words, a sickness that is a black masculinity hostile to white oppression and abuse. After the uprisings of the 1960s, black male masculinity was literally defined as a social illness rooted in a brain sickness. Did you hear what I said? After black men turn up 1,000 times in a decade, white America could only assume that the problem is the black male's mind and his masculinity. And if black masculinity is the diseased condition of the black male in society, what is the socially healthy condition of the black male in society? In other words, if aggressive black masculinity is the medical problem, then docile black femininity is the medical solution. America became preoccupied with the threatening figure of the inner city black male, and the U.S. government consciously decided to mind fix the black male. First, through a program of psychosurgery, sticking needles in our brain to damage particular areas. And secondly, to chemically subdue the threat posed by black masculinized hostility. Chemically subdue our black masculinity by shooting us up with a whole medicine cabinet of drugs, psychochemical agents intended to medicate and thus cure us of our aggressive black masculinity. This is what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has called the assault by chemical biological scientists. And I'm sorry, fam, but your marijuana was one of those medications. Yeah, it's medicinal, all right. It medicated your manhood. Now let me say this at this point so that there is no misunderstanding. To our family, the Marleys, to Brother Snoop Dogg, Brother Wiz Khalifa, Brother 2 Chainz, and all of our great artists who promote weed smoking in your art, and to those of us who are simply anonymous users. We are not delivering this message in order to mock you or even to condemn you. Not at all. We deliver this message to condemn your and my enemy and to expose to you their wicked scheme and the mischief they are making with God's created thing, so that we can all stop being unwitting participants in the assault on the black man, black manhood, and black masculinity. We love you, family. You are family. They are enemy. So this is not about you or about God's holy herb. It's about the depths of Satan. Slide, please. In March of 1963, a most important two-part article was published in Life magazine announcing the science of manipulating human emotions, thoughts, and behavior through electrical and chemical means. Slide, please. These are the articles. Brain power is an electrochemical force. Each nerve cell or neuron is actually like a tiny dynamo, an electrical generator that is powered by chemistry. You follow? By manipulating the chemistry, they can control the production of thought and thus of emotions and behavior. That's not just me talking. Listen to what these devils declared in 1963 while black men and women were uprising all across this country. Listen. Knowledge of human behavior, they say, is becoming organized and accumulative. It is becoming scientific. See? We better start running from science. Only the Negro afraid of science. Because the Negro is a victim of science. It's becoming scientific. It is not too early to prepare ourselves for the day when there will be a behavioral science which will make possible the control of human behavior with a high degree of precision. Now, sidebar. 1963, the time of this article, was 10 years after the beginning of MK Ultra, the CIA's chemical mind control project. Here, 10 years later, Life magazine, a longtime CIA media asset, is announcing that control of human behavior with a high degree of precision is imminent. High degree of precision. They got language. We can show reports of how they say they can make a living organism into a remote-controlled toy. They can so precisely control our thoughts because they know the science of thought, the electrochemical basis of thought. They go on. We have in the making a science of enormous potential, importance, and instrumentality whose social power will make atomic energy seem feeble by comparison. The atomic bomb is what gave the West hegemony on the planet. The atomic bomb is what gave the white man his supremacy on the earth. Not only his possession of the nuclear bomb, but his demonstrated willingness to use it on people of color during World War II is what gave the white man global dominance. But here in '63, they are announcing the coming of a science, that the science of being able to chemically manipulate your thought and control your behavior, that science is an instrument of social power that makes their atomic bomb look feeble. They say, to manipulate the chemistry of behavior, one needs to know which reactions occur in which sequence, in which parts of the brain to bring about a particular effect. In order to manipulate the chemistry of behavior, all we need to know is which reactions occur, in which sequence, in which parts of the brain. One must then find ways to deliver the right doses of chemicals to the right location. Are you listening to your enemy? Continue listening, please. These psychochemicals, as they are called, or chemical mind changers, are substances that change the mind but leaves the body within the bounds of physiological safety. These psychochemicals are drugs that, when they deliver them to the right areas, in the right doses in your brain, they don't cause any obvious damage to your body, but they change your mind in the ways desired. They go on. Nature produces a number of these drugs, and apparently many of them have been known and used for thousands of years. The most familiar comes from the female hemp plant cannabis. Americans call it marijuana. Why was cannabis mentioned in this 1963 article on chemical mind changers used by scientists to control thoughts and manipulate social behavior? Because cannabis was one of the first substances investigated by the CIA and the U.S. Army as a psychochemical weapon, and enhanced marijuana was and is one of the several psychochemical weapons used to subdue black masculinized hostility. Their marijuana does not cause any obvious damage to your body. You can go to work and get through a whole 8-hour day relatively efficiently if you got a low brain job. I'm being insulted. Executive function, executive cognitive thinking, that higher level thinking, that black God thinking, chronic use of this weaponized marijuana robs you of that. That other thinking, it leave us with that. Slide, please. Look closely at this image. An amazing image from the article. May I have my water, please? An amazing image from the article showing results of some of the psychochemical manipulation discussed. What you are looking at, family, is a cat recoiling in fright at the sight of two mice let loose in its cage. A cat terrified at the sight of mice. Where they do that at? If you didn't see it with your own eyes, you couldn't imagine that it could ever be possible. That type of stuff only happens in children's cartoons and in Satan's labs. This is a consequence of an experimental gas tested by the U.S. Army Chemical Corps, the same ones who, with the CIA, enhanced and weaponized the THC content in cannabis compounds in order to subdue people. With their chemical agents, these wicked scientists can make natural predators terrified of their own prey. Look at that picture. A cat absolutely horrified at the sight of mice. I submit to us, this is why the black man today is terrified of the white man. This is why the black man is terrified of the white man, who is your equal by no physical, physiological, or mental metric. He ain't your equal. Tell us the mental and physical power of a real devil. My lessons tell me the mental power of a real devil is nothing in comparison with the original man. The devil's physical power is less than 1/3 that of the original man. But you fear the devil today because he taught us to eat the wrong foods and recreationally enjoy the wrong drugs. Foods and drugs whose chemistry has been weaponized against us, and so our women and children are unprotected sitting prey for every predator in this country. And nothing that happens to them, nothing that happens to you, it can be put on video and shown on heavy rotation on CNN. Nothing that happens to you motivates us to fight, kill, and die if need be, to protect you. We have become Ferdinand. Who or what is Ferdinand? Slide, please. Y'all know Ferdinand? He's a character in the famous children's story called Ferdinand the Bull. Poor Ferdinand. He was the gentle and kind-natured fighting bull who, while the largest and strongest bull among his peers, and capable of great ferocity, he persistently refused to do any fighting at all. All he wanted to do was sit around all day enjoying the beautiful smell of flowers, that holy herb. Nothing the matador could do to Ferdinand would make him want to fight his tormentor. Nothing. That's you and me. That's you and me. We are Ferdinand. But we were deliberately made that way scientifically in a documented operation that I call Project Ferdinand. Slide, please. No, I'm sorry, go back. Go back. The scientists involved identified the aggressive inner city males as fighting black bulls, like the black oryx bull in this 19th century painting fighting off a pack of pale wolves. A black god fighting off a pack of white devils. That was you. The strongest and most fearless of all mega beasts of the old world. But Project Ferdinand used psychochemical weapons to chemically castrate us and make us fearful and docile toward the pale wolves surrounding us here in America. Slide, please. These are the architects, the early architects of Project Ferdinand. See, we got names, institutions, and images. We need to see who is doing what to us and understand why. Time will not allow me to discuss each of these scientists and their roles, but we need to see them because the plot grew out of Project Ferdinand. How do they transform a fearless fighting bull into a fearful, docile ox? How you do that? By chemically targeting two things. Slide, please. Our amygdala and our testosterone. Our amygdala, say that. Our amygdala and our testosterone. The amygdala is an almond-shaped nerve center in the forebrain, and it is our threat processing center. It's responsible for detecting and responding to threats. When a threat is consciously or subconsciously detected in our environment, the amygdala sends a signal to the rest of the body, alerting it to prepare for fight or flight. You don't even have to see the threat. If in the periphery, your subconscious detects an enemy in your environment, this almond-shaped nerve center, the amygdala, sends signals to the rest of your body, preparing the body for either fight or flight. What determines whether the amygdala signals us to confront the danger or flee from the danger? What determines that? The male hormone testosterone determines that. When confronted by a threat or an enemy, it is testosterone that activates the neural circuits of the amygdala. You follow? That hormone, that man juice, testosterone. When there's a threat detected in your environment, whether you see it or not, if your subconscious detects a threat in your environment, the testosterone activates the neural circuits of your amygdala. And what does that do? That allows the threat to be consciously perceived by you and approach with the necessary aggression to overcome the threat. Do you follow? Because testosterone chemically silences fear. Testosterone chemically silences fear. However, if the amygdala is damaged, which was the aim of the Project Ferdinand scientists damaged the amygdala through psychosurgery, sticking needles in the brain to damage the nerve tissues of the amygdala. If the amygdala is damaged, or if the testosterone levels are too low to act on the amygdala, a number of catastrophic results occur. Are you with me? One, no threat can even be perceived, and therefore no appropriate physical and psychological response to the threat can be mounted. Thus, you and I sit surrounded by a pack of pale wolves and don't even perceive them as the mortal threat that they are. We so dumb, we really think white folks are human, and they got humane intentions with regard to us. Or on that alone, you know our amygdala is damaged. The Negro still wants integrated equality with his natural predator. Now, be clear, the white man is not the natural predator of the black man. He is the natural predator of the Negro. There's a difference. There's a difference. Two, the person with a damaged or inactivated amygdala can be made, quote, docile. You know what docile means? Can be made docile, subdued, and easy to manage by an enemy because such damage mutes the fighting instinct, like Ferdinand. And three, and most gross, depending on which part of the amygdala is damaged, even an apex predator can be made to fear its prey, like a cat terrified by a mouse. Or if you damage another area, the prey can be made to fail to perceive and respond to the threat posed by his natural longtime enemy, like a mouse that continues to sniff around casually, unbothered by that hissing snake just crawling up. The mouse don't perceive that hissing snake in his environment as a threat. He going on about his business. Or a cat sitting there self-cleaning his fur while that barking dog is approaching. He ain't bothered in the least. A prey, by damaging his amygdala, can be made totally unaware of the threats of his natural enemy. This is how the Negro is in the presence of his 6,000-year enemy, the Caucasian white man, Yaku's grafted devil. That's how we are here in America. We are totally comfortable being amongst white people. That's why some of our people foolishly join those whites in Virginia. That was a white-on-white clash. And who got hit in the head the worst? The one or two Negroes that were interfering with the white thing. We thought we were safe because we were with these other white folks that didn't like them white folks. So these white folks, they like us, we good. That's the Negro in America. We fail to perceive that the white man among whom we live is not just our enemy, he is our mortal enemy. Mortal enemy. A mortal enemy ain't just a political opponent. Ain't just Ohio State on a University of Michigan football field at the end of November. Y'all ain't get that. Y'all ain't get my college football set trip, did you? Go blue. Those are enemies, but that's sport and play enemy. The white man is your mortal enemy. A mortal enemy is an enemy that seeks nothing less than your death. But you don't perceive that you are integrating, seeking equality with your mortal enemy. Slide, please. This is one reason why testosterone is called the power hormone. Some of y'all say, I obsess over testosterone. Some of y'all say that. Well, if I do, it's because I discovered that our enemy obsesses over your testosterone, and he acts on his obsession. They know something that you don't know or didn't know. As Australian political analyst Dr. Corinne Kniesel documents in her German work, roughly translated, testosterone makes politics. Testosterone is a driver of revolution. From the European revolutions of 1848 to the Arab Spring of 2010, testosterone is the biochemical energy fueling violent uprisings by motivating men to seek power by overcoming oppressors and overlords. How do we go from 1,000 uprisings between 1960 and 1971 to only a handful or so since then? How did that happen? Because the black man's amygdala and testosterone were successfully targeted during the 60s and up until this very day. Slide, please. And remember, as I never fail to point out, the black man in his natural state is Mr. Testosterone himself. The black man in his natural state is Mr. Testosterone himself. Even after 400 years of victimization by mind, body, and soul-altering white supremacy, a healthy young black male in America still has 19 to 20% more testosterone than a healthy young white male. As the New York Times writer Andrew Sullivan confessed, because y'all thought that was just my black Muslim fantasizing. As New York Times Andrew Sullivan confessed, quote, even more unsettling is the racial gap in testosterone. Several solid studies published in publications like Journal of the National Cancer Institute show that black men have on average 3, if you're unhealthy, to 19% more testosterone than white men. Unsettling indeed to your enemy, but this is what many of us fail to understand. Those who ask and criticize me saying, well, if you claim, Dr. Wesley, that weed feminizes a black man, what about the whites who smoke weed? Why doesn't it feminize the white man like you claim it feminizes the black man? That's a good question. It's real simple, though. On a masculinity scale, from 1 to 10, the white man is a natural sissy. There he is. You scratch the very surface of white masculinity and you immediately encounter a homosexual. That's fact. And that's the point. He is making the Negro in his image and according to his likeness. Thus, reports show not only that there has been a persistent diminishing of the black male's testosterone, such that many of us who are studied or investigated in these studies have testosterone levels equal to that of white males now, but also that there has been an elevation in our blood of the female and feminizing hormone estrogen, such that in a 2010 study of 5,000 black, white, and Asian men across 5 countries around the world, black males in America, follow me, of 5,000 men across 5 countries on this earth, black males in America were shown to have the highest level of the female hormone estradiol and estrogen in their blood than any other group on the earth. Now, when you take a man and lower his testosterone and elevate the estrogen in his blood, you are absolutely feminizing him. And how did this happen? How did Mr. Testosterone become Mr. Estrogen himself? How did that happen? Slide, please. This is part of it. This is part of how Mr. Testosterone has become Mr. Estrogen. The weed you smoke, fam, interferes with the amygdala and the testosterone. Slide, please. As Dr. Joe Herbert, Emeritus Professor of Neuroscience at the University of Cambridge, as he reports in his 2015 book on testosterone, quote, cannabis lowers testosterone. Now, you want to argue with me, but tell that to neuroscientist Dr. Herbert. See, those who want to argue with me are like those whom the scripture talks about who want to argue having no knowledge. The amplified THC in marijuana inhibits or interferes with the production of testosterone by interfering with the necessary signaling from a brain center called the hypothalamus. I'll say that again. Let's see. It's not enough just to say cannabis, THC, lowers your testosterone. In order to make it more convincing, we got to show you how. You got to see the picture of what the THC is doing to your man juice. The THC interferes, it inhibits the signaling from a brain center called the hypothalamus testosterone. While it is produced in the testicles, the production process begins in the brain. The brain, the black man's brain is the power of heaven and earth. Y'all think I'm being hyperbolic, like y'all thought I was being hyperbolic when I said the black man is Mr. Testosterone, but next time I come, I'll bring white folks saying that same thing. Y'all like white folks. Okay. The THC, that excessive amount of THC in the weed you smoke, it goes right to your brain, and the hypothalamus that normally sends signals that starts the production of testosterone, that THC cuts it off. And that's why long-time marijuana smokers are testosterone deficient. Next slide, please. And the THC reduces amygdala reactivity to signals of threat. That THC damages the amygdala. It keeps the amygdala from being able to react to threats perceived by it in your environment. And so because the THC damages your amygdala, you have no threat, no healthy threat perception. Thus, with our lowered testosterone and our unresponsive amygdala, we don't even perceive the threat posed by our enemies. You don't perceive the threat posed by white people. On top of that, marijuana smoke produces estrogen chemicals. Estrogen, that female and feminizing hormone. The marijuana smoke produces estrogen chemicals, and the cannabis plant itself has compounds in it, flavonoids, that activate the estrogen receptors in your body. So the process by which you turn a strong, fearless, fighting bull of the inner city into a Ferdinand, a tame, castrated ox, is to interfere with his amygdala, lower his testosterone, and raise his estrogen, thereby biochemically feminizing him. The weed you smoke every day does just that. See, the world been mad at me since I just dropped it from this roster. That wasn't even my subject. Talking about the chemical feminization of the black male. I was talking about a lot of other stuff. I just briefly dropped that marijuana piece, but that's the piece that the world latched on to, and PAZER put it out there that I said weed is making black men gay. I didn't say that. I said I picked my words deliberately. I said it's mildly feminizing the black man. I could have said it's helping make black men gay, but I didn't. Just for full disclosure, I could have said that, but I didn't. But the world has been angry at me. You have been angry at your brother. I can't even take reading. I got thick skin, but I can't even take reading the comments, the social media comments anymore. I'm looking at myself in the mirror differently after reading what y'all say about me. So when I'm good. Do I look good? Am I tight? Farrakhan gave me my juice. If y'all would have saw me before Farrakhan got to me on this message, then maybe I would have looked a little differently. But Farrakhan is the dynamo. Farrakhan is the electricity generator. There he is. So I think, I don't mean to be cocky or brash, but I think I'm looking all right. Am I looking all right, Brother Joshua? I'm all right. So I'm good. But when my brother asked me to come on this platform to talk to the world, marijuana is the #1 used recreational drug on the entire planet, and billions of dollars, people got billions of dollars invested in it. When my brother asked me to mount this platform to speak to the world about the pot plot, man, I ain't come to play. I ain't come to play. So you can take this and piece this one apart. Vet what we say here, because you don't want to read the book. Present bibliographies of sources. You don't want to read the sources, so I'll bring the sources. I bring the good white people to you so you can see them and hear them free of charge and at your leisure, sitting on your couch at home, on the benches here at Mosque Mariam. Slide, please. Go hard or go home. That's how I was taught Islam. Go hard or say no. Nah, Brother Mr. Ismail, I'm good. I got a soccer game to go to. But in order to fully appreciate this fact, family, we must see the pot plot in the context of the broader chemical, biological assault on a black man and woman. It's not an accident that you chase your weed, brother, with menthol cigarettes and alcohol. That ain't an accident. That after you finish smoking your weed, you chase it with a menthol cigarette. And while you smoking, you tipping a bottle. That ain't an accident. Before marijuana was ethnically weaponized, made an ethnic weapon, a weapon that affects one ethnic group to a higher degree than it affects any other ethnic group, weaponized marijuana has been made an ethnic weapon. But before marijuana was an ethnic weapon, tobacco actually was one of the first chemical weapons deliberately targeting the post-1960s urban black males. A landmark legal decision of 1998 forced big tobacco companies to release previously secret internal documents going back decades.
Yes, blessed love, blessed love. Yeah, I hope they hear them a full joy. The presentation by the Virgin here, Dr. Wesley Mohammed, yeah, from the Nation of Islam. Yeah. And him have some serious points where, yeah, him a look on some serious points. So last year, you know what I mean? I know a lot of ones probably no agree with some of what I say, but you know, him solid in a way I say. You know, seriously. Really solid. You know, and is information, you know what I mean? And what we're going to do with the information now. You see? Yeah, don't shoot the messenger, you know. Just what you're going to do with the information now. You have this information, and I must say, what I'm really a talk about, Zin, I'm not talk about the natural herb, Zin, the natural ganja, and that him a talk about. Him a talk about, as him mentioned earlier in him presentation, him a talk about the chemical induced weaponized cannabis that the virgin a talk about, you know. So me no want people get confused. Alright? Yeah, me no want people get confused. This the man I talk about, you know, them type of thing you are going. See? Yeah. Skunk. That the man I talk about, you know. Weaponized marijuana. If you never know, now you know. Yeah, man, if you never know, now you know. The weaponized marijuana on a thing called joke. Zin, if it can alter the man testosterone and the female estrogen, then what else it is doing? What else it is doing? Zin, what else these chemical plants, genetically modified plants are doing to the youths them, and to, you know, not just the youths them, but to, you know, the youths them is the next generation. You know, we have to really focus on the youths. You know, what all of these, you know, chemicals are doing to our youths. And for the parents, them, you know, them just allow them youths to do whatever them want to do. Zin? Yeah, them just allow them youths to do whatever them want to do. While they're being poisoned. While they're being poisoned. And a lot of big people, because big people, you see, a lot of big people who supposed to know better, them are partaking in the thing. You know what I mean? Or some man will say, you know, them are Rasta and them, you know, Rasta are some knowledgeable people. They well intelligent. They, you know, you see some artists, some things that them are promote, Virgin, you have to really wonder, you know, what is their agenda? What is their agenda? Because Rasta grow herb natural. That is when we know Rasta grow herb natural. Rasta not deal with artificial. So how some of them virgin know are some artificial business the man them a deal with. Zin? And please feel free, you know, if they them want to call in a studio, you know, and, you know, share any little thing they them want to share. Feel free. Zin, we drop the WhatsApp number in the chat there, them can link we up. We have about 13 minutes left in the place, yeah. You see me, so if they them want, you know, voice their them opinion, you know, please feel free. They them can call in. You see me? So we have Rasta promote all you know, some greenhouse growing and all of these things. You know? And I say, boy, if you grow something greenhouse, you must could have grow grow it without chemical. You must could have grow it without chemical. See, because probably greenhouse good on certain levels, you know. As me say, when you're there in a certain country, certain location where the sun go give you, I don't know, you know, the season change. So, and I say, boy, the sun now give it 100%. It's just the season within certain location. You know what I mean? That some leaf are going to drop off and some things are going to wither up, and so nothing now going to grow. You see me? So you have to go grow some things in a greenhouse now, some vegetables, and you know what I mean? Where now them call those things organic. They are, you know, organic. Yeah, them the greenhouse things them now is organic. Them call them now. You see me? And what them a try to say now, the organic thing is something that is natural. Is the natural thing or the organic thing, you know. That them a say now. But believe you me, nothing natural about them organic something there. Most of them are modified. You see me? Most of them modified. Yeah, most of them think they're modified. Yeah, so we have 30 minutes. We have 20 minutes left. You see me? We are gonna go up until we're gonna go up until 12. See? Yeah, and just seal it off. Yeah, so what else these things are doing to the youth them, because if it a play around them thing there, your testosterone, your estrogen, the man said the smoke are the herb, let out estrogen molecules and these things in the atmosphere. See, that for sure you the level of experiment, where these brethren, the depths where them go for, you know, mess around, as the brethren I say, with the creators created pling. You see me? The level what these brethren go and them have an agenda, you know, is nothing where everyone it affect, you know, it only affect African people, black African people. See? Black African people. Develop weaponized system synthetic herb. Yes, ayakaya for real. You know what I mean? That is exactly what I want. Weaponized herb. Herb weaponized against the youths them. You see me I say? Today. And you hear so much things talk about, you know what I mean, with medicine today. Medicine it a upgrade. You see me? The medicine where them virgin them a deal with it's upgrading. You see me? Where it really alter, you know what I mean? Yeah, it a do some alteration. You see it? Yeah, it a do some alteration. So we have to be careful, you know what I mean? We have to be careful where we are smoke. I know a lot of we love for smoke. But please research into where you are smoke. Know what you're smoking. Know, you know, who you're getting your smoke from. You see me? Because a lot of you know, there's a lot of competition out there with these people who probably in the market, and you know, people do things to, you know, because skunk what we hear about today, the amount of name what they have, and some of them, one of them name amnesia, and amnesia now. And when you forget things, remember things, Now, why would I want to smoke something where it a go make me forget things? Why me even go name it amnesia? So that show you the potency of this thing here in a virgin. It a clap hard, It a clap hard. You see me? Cheese and some name, you know what I mean? Strawberry cushion, and you say, and you know what these people have done, Whatever is in those chemical, Zine, whatever you see, just like how you have certain drinks where they are not 100%, or they're probably 0%, or probably 1%, 1 point something percent of the real thing, Zine, and the rest of it is just something that is what them would have call it, concentrated or something like that. The thing is not real, it's just a flavoring. So them have flavored herb. Just like how you see them have flavored water and all of them, something that them have flavored cannabis. When you smoke that now, them call all the one them mango something, and it tastes like a mango you smoke, and you say, boy, chano. Now how them get the cannabis? Well, is laboratory business. Laboratory. Man gone in a lab and gone create things. You see me? Something that is already created, him gone fool around it and say, boy, him want it to be this way and him want it to be that way. See? When it already come, it's natural way already. It already come its natural way. See? It already come its natural way. So why you go and try and enhance this thing? I said, boy, you go and boost the potency of this thing, and it already come natural, normal. It no need no boots. It already get it boots from the sunlight and the earth, because the earth itself have the necessary nutrients that a plant require. See? The earth already have that. So when you sow the seed, the earth go and give it that. So all of the things then, because when you check it again to, for show you how the thing set, enough of them skunk the way them a grow out there, It not even grow in a normal earth, It grow in something what them call compost. You see me? Compost. That is not earth. That is not normal earth. Bless up yourself, Empress. Honorable. That is not normal earth. That is another thing where they make up again too. Then and them grow the skunk in these things. Them grow the skunk in these things. So the amount of chemical this thing is laced with. The amount of chemical, what that do to your brain when you smoke that, what that do to the youth them brain. What that do to them young brain there? No, we have to be wise. You know, you have a lot of ras when you smoke. You have a lot of ras when you smoke. Zin. And them say, boy, it bad for you. Not the herb, the smoke. Zin, the smoke is bad for you. Ayakaya said £10 is a crazy markup on 0.9 of each induced flavor enhance. This is just their selling key point. Rasta, may I tell you, I don't know how or what the price or what, you know, how it go out on the road. So last year I know, because I not deal with them thing there. You see me? I not deal with them thing there. You see it? Yeah. But the youths them out there, and me I tell you, enough time I part some youth and the thing with them and you smell and you say, boy, John, that smell, yo, that smell, sir. You know what I mean? And them say, boy, yo, or the cheese this, you know, or the loud this, you know. Yeah, I said, wow, that really loud, man. Really. Now, skunk. Zin, as far as the knowledge go with skunk is an animal where it let off some bad smell, some bad odor, or it ease its body, or, you know, I don't know if it does naturally stink. I don't know. Zin, I've never come across one. I've never, you know, seen one in a real life. Zin, but based on what I know about this animal, it's supposed to be a stinking animal. See? Supposed to be a stinking animal. So you name the cannabis skunk. That is, I tell you exactly what this thing is, you know. And this thing is something where I go smell up the place. Then it I go smell up the place. And why it a smell up the place? Based on the chemical that grow it. That's why, you know. Because all, you know, the natural thing where you so where they are Jamaica or wherever we grow natural. Zin, them have them natural smell and potency about it. The THC is just right. Zin. And people, you know, alright, people, you know, do them thing and alright. But today, no sir. Do you see them youth stab up them one another? In England, yeah, the way I see them youth stab up them one another. Going back 2 years ago. 2 years ago. The level of knife crime. The level of knife crime among youths, teenage youths, you know, up to in them 20s too. The level of knife crime in the UK. You know, say, at the skunk I do them something there. The skunk and the music, then the music what they make, where influence them, where I tell us that them, what them call it? Them shank this and them shank that, and you know. All these things, the skunk and the music combined together is a dangerous drug. It's a dangerous drug, yeah. Selassie, you know. See, it's a dangerous drug because the music influence. The music influence. See? And also the herb Alright, what me know with herb, you know? When you smoke ganja, you know, ganja can put you in a certain frame of mind. Zine, it's either you want to be proactive and energetic, Zine, or you want to be laid back and lazy. Zine? Yeah. The herb can make you feel relaxed. Zine? Relax and calm and easy. Alright? That me know about real, original, sacramental ganja. Yeah, depending on the frame of mind that you want to be in. See? Yeah. So, if them youth here think evil, them a go do evil. Them a go do wicked. You see me I say? If them youth here think evil, they go and do it. Because that is the frame of mind this genetically modified plant is putting them in. Zin? And then, enough of them lazy. No want to work, no want to do nothing. Laziness. Zin? Laziness, not for the youths, them man, of course. And I where them a smoke. Where them a smoke I make them lackadaisical. Zin? Lackadaisical. Yeah. And we wonder, boy, what go on with them youth? Where them a smoke, man? Because them not smoking the right thing. See? Them not smoke what is right for them. Because nowadays, you know, as I say, things get so advanced. Things has evolved. You see me I say? Before, older people used to get locked up. People still get locked up for herbs, said way, certain places where it's not legal and where it's not decriminalized. You see me I say? But certain places, it legal and it criminalized. It decriminalized. You see me? So, it out enough. And people are make ton loads of money. People are make ton loads of money. People have dispensers and all sort of things, but the you know, what are selling in these dispensers? What selling at the dispenser? Because it's not the normal herb. I can assure you. It's not the normal herb, my people. Don't be fooled. See? Don't be fooled. Yeah. Skunk is a drug, of course. That's how we see it. That is a drug. That is a modified drug. That is a created drug. See? You know, hear it called? It called medical marijuana. See? And medical have to deal with pharmaceutical, and you don't know pharmaceutical or drugs pharmaceuticals deal with, you know. So we have to know, you know what I mean? Medicinal marijuana, medicinal ganja is a total different thing. Total different thing. You see it? So we have to know the difference. We have to know the difference in what we are dealing with. See? And don't get caught up in this losing your testosterone. Your manhood, them would say, you know. Don't lose your manhood, because if you lose that, you know, you ain't a problem, you know. You see me I say? Yeah, and the woman them don't lose on femininity. Zin, or else there's a problem again to, you know. Yeah, so, you know, we have to make sure, say, yo, the youths them, because of the youths them a target, you know. The youths them a target, really and truly. Zin, because them don't know, say, some big people were in a them thing already, you know. Them now go really, you know what I mean? Them now go really go into some of them things. The big people are going to say, boy, no, them not have no time for that. You see me I say? A youth thing that. But we can't say, boy, are the youth them thing when in reality it is damaging the youth them. You see me I say? It's not the youth them thing. It's not the youth them thing as the Virgin did describe a while ago. Say, boy, it's the devil's thing. You see me? Or the devil's thing. So we can't allow our youth them, you see me I say, to be involved. You understand? Because we have to safeguard our youths them, you know. And we have to safeguard them, you know. Nobody now go safeguard them for we, you know. We have to look out for them, you know. We have to mind them. You understand? Nobody now mind them for we. Babylon might go on a little money now and then, Zane, for, you know, for try control on the youth them, but the reality of the situation is uno have to safeguard on the youth them people. We have to safeguard with youth them. Zin, because Babylon not going to do it. Alright? Babylon not going to do it. So this is all we really have time for today. Zin, but me there again tomorrow. Zin, we're there again from 3 p.m. UK time. Zin, yeah, we're there again 3 p.m. UK time. And we'll be live on the mindset, and we're bringing forward a new podcast series, live and direct from out of Ethiopia, Zin, which is Ethiopia Afro Diaspora Bulletin. And obviously I'll be your host, and our co-host will be Honorable Priest Barriso Babo. Zin, live and direct from Ethiopia. Alright, and it will be a 2-hour program, and we'll be right here on the YouTube and also on the Reech Live Radio. Zin, so check we out tomorrow. We're live right here, live and direct, the Ethiopia Afro Diaspora Bulletin. They them don't want to miss it, may I tell you now. Don't want to miss it. It's not going to be like, you know, the regular thing like what we do here, so, you know, something totally different. Zin, so make sure so they them tune in tomorrow. We're there from 3 p.m. UK time, so they them can just, you know, check your time zone and see how that match up. Zin, and the them can be a part also of this webinar. I'll be one of the panelists and this webinar is in the African Rastafari New Faculty of Overstanding. See? Yeah, we live on that tomorrow. So please check the flyer. We're there. Zine for all necessary information. Zine, it will be streaming live on their YouTube page and also Facebook page, I think. Zine, so yeah, please tune in tomorrow and yeah, be a part of you know, positive vibration. Zine. Alright, my people. So yeah, the program was powered by Black Star International Media, Houston, Texas. Large up on yourself, my family. Zane, more love and strength. And also Harry Joseph Juice Bar. You can check them out in Jamaica. Zane, and also here in Birmingham in the UK. Zane, yeah. Check them out online also, and you know what I mean, get in touch for no Harry Joseph Ital Juice. See me I talk about juice bar. Of course it's a juice bar as well. But it's Harry Joseph Ital Juice. See, so yeah. Check it out online. Another official sponsor is also Yard Slang Clothing. Then all the links are for our sponsors are in the description. Then so if you want to get some t-shirt or some goodies from Yard Slang Clothing, please check the description. All the links are in there. Alright. If it's the first time the item are tuning in on the platform here, the item could hit that subscription bell. Zine, so whenever time we're there again, the item will be notified. Zine, so more love, more strength. Give thanks to the item patient listening and rapid attention. Zine, manners and respect. Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, cut and clear, gins and snare pollution in the atmosphere.